This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Not Your Normal Discussion after our long break that we had to have to reset ourselves, you guys. I am your host, Queen Pedii.
Hey y'all, Nina.
It's your boy Tryst, dressed up as a conspiracy theorist. Hoping we don't have a nuclear Halloween apocalypse.
And I am Alleyn Winchester, your new favorite fantasy author.
So I hope that everybody's been enjoying themselves, and I hope that my co-hosts enjoyed their break, honey, because I know I did. I actually celebrated my birthday, y'all. Had a birthday party, got white girl wasted, naked in the bathroom. It was great. It was great. It was freeing. Yeah. And also, I'm sorry, but it happened. It happened. Say. But no, so my dog, she been acting up. I had to deal with that during my vacation. I've been working on my app for mental health. It's called Brighter Day. Worked on my Etsy store. And you guys, please check out my store. And also check out the fundraiser for my Indiegogo for Brighter Day. Yay. But yeah, I basically rested. I rested, yeah. And watched movies and She-Hulk. Yeah. All right. So what about you, hon?
I actually been busy nonstop. I'm actually really exhausted. I've been doing a lot. I celebrate my daughter's birthday on the 22nd. Her dad came down and we had a big party at Chuck E. Cheese. So she is officially, damn, I'm old. I officially have a teenager.
Yay!
So I managed to keep this child alive for 13 years. Don't know how, but I managed it. But I was going over to Jaden's a lot to get my coffee and my teas. And then I've been working on my Mary Kay business more. Also been doing Boy Scouts, PTA, watching Nana. I've been doing lots of IEPs, which is for my 2 special need kids, because that actually gets them the services they need to excel in school. And I've been doing other things, and I'm ready for my bed. I just want to go lay on it and call it a day. But I'm super excited. Tomorrow, the imaginary box review that I do every month, which I pay for, so don't think I get it for free. I pay for it. It should be dropped by then, and I'm excited. I love going into and getting different stickers and stuff. So hope you guys watch that. If you haven't seen the other 2 from August and September, yeah, check it out. Go to
Patreon.
Jaden.
Oh,
no, actually, Facebook
Patreon?
group. There's a Facebook group where you can find the imaginary boxes. Yeah. That's where the videos for the.
And also, I've been posting a lot more in my Mary Kay group page, Beauty Within. So if you guys want to check it out, I do have a contest going on right now to see how many eyeshadows there are. And once somebody hits it, they actually get to get a free eyeshadow and kind of like a free little bundle of things in it. So they get to pick the eyeshadow, and I get to do the rest of the bundle. So that's exciting, and
I'll do it.
yeah, just
I just need
a
some
lot of things are
eyeshadow.
going.
I really do. That and support, but I need some more eyeshadows.
But yeah, I dealt with the sick kid that did not realize how bad it was. He actually caught the flu, and he kept having fevers on and off. But then he would act normal during the day, and then he'll be like super sick at night. Come to find out, he caught the flu, and then it became really bad double ear infections. But he wasn't crying about his ears or anything, so I didn't realize it. My other two kids, whenever they had ear infection, they would tug on it. So that's what I wasn't too concerned, because once you have your kids, or when you have to take care of somebody who has the flu or doesn't want to eat, as long as you keep giving them water and they keep using the bathroom, that's kind of how you indicate, like, should you take them to emergency room, or can you wait till the doctor has an opening? I kept making sure that he drank, and luckily he loves water. So his pull-up kept being. He went back to pull-ups because he got very upset that he peed in his underwear, because he just got potty trained and he brought it back. But I'm kind of glad, because it kind of showed me like he still peed in it. So I was able to go, okay, he's still hydrated. He's still hydrated, because his lips got dried. It started cracking, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. The doctor was like, next time, because I know how your kids are, email me if they tell you there's no opening. So I was like, okay, I will. But that was basically my whole. I just want to go to sleep. How was your vacation, Tristan?
Well, for me, let's just say I took an unintentional break from making YouTube videos because of some technical difficulties. But Kanye West has been wilding lately, so expect a video on that soon, maybe by or after the weekend. I've been working with Washington Square Park Mutual Aid a lot. Been doing cooking for them pretty much every weekend since the break. So that's been good. I've been trying out new recipes. Last week, I was telling you I made a barbecue fried chicken. Thinking about making some orange chicken this week.
Where's mine?
I mean, if you want to come down or come up, we can.
Come up. Come up. I need to get my birth certificate, anyways.
And I've also been doing a lot of paperwork and been reading. My mom wants to read this book so we can have religious discussions. So looking forward to that. But also do a lot of research for the story. So, when me and Jay Allen do some classes soon, there'll be some good discussions right there. But in general, there's been high points of stress and some chilling, so it's been a mixed bag as always.
Yeah.
But speaking of you, Jay Allen, how has your vacation been?
I'm with you, Karina. Busy. I've been working on my imaginary box subscription that I'm doing on Patreon. We shipped out to our subscribers on the 15th, and I'm already working on what's going to be in the next one. But we also are going to be launching our catalog, which I know I posted a video about that in my group for the imaginary boxes. So they for patrons starting at the $5 tier, they'll be able to see the catalog of everything that's been in the boxes for the year. I'm going to do one every year. We're going to do this in November after the November box ships. And then what we'll do is you send in your order between the 15th and the end of the month. And we will ship it out with your December box. And it'll be a little holiday thing, like your own personal gift to yourself. And we're going to throw in a little bit of holiday cheer from the Winchesters along with it. So we're trying to build that right now. Mrs. Winchester's been hustling to get her website updated. She's really gung-ho, so I'm really proud of her. She's really excited to see things moving forward. She's been working on stuff for me too, so bless her heart. Best partner I could ever ask for.
Oh.
And I'm also equal to Artemis, so I'm working on Artemis' sequel drafts, trying to get that off the ground, while I'm also trying to get my second book that's going to be coming out, Nature Calls Spring. We have an illustrated cover that finally got finalized, so I'm so excited. This was actually my first. I know, right? Yeah, so that's what happens when you're top tier patrons over on my Patreon. You get updates for my publishing. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what formatting does when they add like the text onto the back of the cover, and I'm gonna hopefully get the manuscript back to them this week so that we can get interior formatting done. So yeah, we're aiming for January 2nd is our release date. So I'm trying to get as many people talking about it as possible, and I'm also trying to plan my launch party because I flopped with Artemis, unfortunately. I know. So I'm trying to find a way to get as much exposure for it, and we can also celebrate.
Well, let's not say flop.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was supposed to do a party. No, I was supposed to do a launch party.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the book. I was
No,
like,
Artemis is
what?
amazing. It's underrated.
No.
Uh-oh.
It's getting very good reviews because I can't afford to pay people, so I only get like a few that come in.
Yeah. Understandable.
But I don't get a lot of reviews coming in because I can't promote it, and I didn't do the launch party last two. The only other thing that I wanted to mention is that over the break, I left my job and started a new one.
Yeah.
So yeah, in it out with the old and with the new. So hopefully this is the last one I have to bounce to.
I hope so too. All right, y'all. So it is time to hear what we will be talking about today. So our first topic is going to be about the scammer, fraud, millionaire, Ashley Grayson, and how she decided that she was going to have a murder for hire plot for her ex-husband. Like, girl, come on. All right. And we're going to do a movie review on Netflix's Do Revenge. Oh, that movie was spicy. And it was good. And it was twisty. Yes. So, our third topic is going to be media and their misrepresentation of culture and religions. Now, we've seen this a lot. We have. And Alex Jones and Kanye West, and what is the proper line between censorship and freedom of speech? We'll see. All right, you guys. And now a word from our sponsors.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. Feywild is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at Feywild. A to Z Creations is a Black woman-owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
All right, guys, I am your pumpkin queen, and now we are going to be talking about the scammer queen, y'all. Her name is Ashley Grayson. And I ended up, I don't even know how the hell I actually ended up finding out about this story, but basically Ashley Grayson is a woman who has been doing like credit repair courses, and that's what her business is in. And it turns out she's been scamming people. She one of the worst things I saw that she has done, y'all, this lady lost everything in a fire. And she donated all that she needed. Was it a fire? Or was she homeless? Well, it was either a fire or homeless, but she donated the money. The girl thanked her on Facebook, and then she took it back. She took the money back and didn't say anything either. Just took the money back. And then she was asked the reason why she did it. She said because she was ungrateful and didn't thank me, even though she thanked her. But she wanted like something like a video, like, you know, to get her name out there. But it's like, why? Like, that woman lost everything. And the woman is crazy, her and her husband. So a lot of y'all probably do know who this woman is, because I want to say during quarantine or maybe last year, there was a video that went around of this woman and this man, and it was like red and flowers. Everything was like red. And he came out and he proposed to her. If I can find the video, I'll put it into this video. But yeah, and it's just like, I think they said her courses are like $1,997.
Yeah, they just
And
stopped at 2,000.
Yeah,
you said what?
1,000 and then 2,000.
Yeah.
It's a bundle if it's at $2,000.
It's a bundle.
Claiming to make you over $1 million in under 40 minutes.
Crazy.
Shall, if that was the case, we'd have more Black millionaires, honey. Okay.
Plus.
All right. We like it. Y'all. Actually, I want to hear from Jay. I want to hear from you, because you said you went down a rabbit hole with your research. So.
I don't even know where to start. It's like, oh my God. I had to go TV review.
It's going in and out. You're going in and out. Hold up. Can you hear me?
To diffuse my brain.
Hold up. I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, everybody was frozen, so I figured it was me.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, I don't know why. It said I had full bars. I don't know.
That's weird. Yeah.
But anyway, I haven't been this like oh my God, since my mother would like throw all of her conspiracy theories at me in middle school. Like, I was like, I had to sit down on the couch because I was like, you know what, we're not doing this on the phone. I'm just gonna throw it on the PlayStation on the TV and just sit and hold my coffee and do this. Because it's back. It goes way back.
Yeah, so, it does.
What I was learning is that in Memphis, there was this woman who her son had been shot in her home.
Mm-hmm.
And she felt very unsafe in her neighborhood. And there was a video that Ashley Grayson did on Facebook. It was this big live thing where she gifts this house to this lady. And now there's a dispute going on right now that I guess the daughter of this lady wants to know why Ashley won't take her name off the lease. Even though Ashley Grayson and her husband are supposed to be handling the taxes and the maintenance for 2 years. So
has it been over 2 years?
I don't think it's been quite 2 years yet, because this apparently was a recent thing from last year. But then there was some unpacking that this person did on this video about the layers of this entire situation. The lady who's contesting it was a hairdresser that I guess has been following Ashley for like a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And she was sharing her stuff for like, I think it was like maybe 5 years ago, 6 maybe now. And when she was first posting stuff up, she would just like like,
you froze.
Like
you froze. You're going in and out, in and out. You are going in and out.
So Ashley was like, "Hey, do you want to like
hear anything you
I don't
said.
know. I have no idea what's going on because it says that my
your internet is doing things. It's so weird. You know you're still muted, right, sir?
Oh, my bad. I was saying start saying maxing out. That's what start cutting out from.
So she basically was mass sharing and liking, and then Ashley offered like, "Hey, do you want to work and promote me in your area? I want to help some women in Memphis because she's out of Texas."
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
And so what she did was she says, "I want names, I want information, I want personal information." Like just gathering a bunch of stuff, and then she's reaching out to people that are on this list that she got for her. Her mother was one of them. And then this is how this trickled down, and eventually there was the shooting where I guess a grandson was shot, and this promoted like, "Hey, let's get you a new house." However, the person who was on this video was noting that a lot of these shootings were happening around the people that were on this list.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so apparently the shootings, everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. We're going to make sure that is out there.
Allegedly.
But, yeah, alleged. Because it seems stuff was starting to happen that, you know, she's reaching out and she's helping these people that she got very personal information about.
Mm-hmm.
And in the interview on the news station about how the house was gifted, this lady was saying, "Yeah, she got my mom this house. I'm indebted to her for life."
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess a year later, which is where we are like right now, they were supposed to go out to Texas and discuss this lease, the house deed thing. Like, why haven't you taken your name off the lease? I don't know. Maybe the 2 years has come up. I'm not sure.
Maybe it has, because that makes sense.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what this dispute was about. The time dates weren't very consistent on the video.
Mm-hmm.
He also kept going back over the video so that we could pick up on context clues, and that's where my brain was like, "Oh my god, it's all there! It's all there." But I guess on TikTok, this hairdresser has been putting up these TikTok videos so that people know what's really going on. And she put up a messenger video because she told Ashley, "Hey, talk to me on Messenger because they're not going to track that." But apparently she recorded
Yeah.
the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where she starts dropping some names and how she would pay people to take care of them for her, to just get rid of them for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no. Y'all need to understand this. However, she was editing the video. So you didn't hear everything that was said.
Yeah.
Because apparently, and this is where the rabbit hole happened, the guy who was investigating this linked this situation to a situation where the mansion that Ashley Grayson owns down in North Carolina, which happens to be very close to a Rockefeller property. Yeah, I told you, you sent me down a rabbit hole. There are people who go missing. And there's supposed gang involvement. So no, this thing where you were saying the conspiracy about the people, like she's trying to hire somebody. No, she was just looking for the next person to take the hit out. Because it's not the first. It may not be the first time.
Oh no, I don't know. It's not the first time. She was too confident.
I'm saying this is allegedly because we don't.
Well, let's not say allegedly, because I've seen the video of her asking.
Oh no.
About how I can pay $50,000 to $60,000, and it's just girl, no.
The reason I'm saying allegedly is because the guy who was doing this investigation got a text from somebody who was like, "Why are these names in your mouth?" So he keeps dropping. That literally, he's like, anybody who talks about this, be careful. They'll find you. And I went, no, who's gonna find you? No, he showed the screen caps.
No, I'm pretty sure they are. Okay. They're probably texting from like text free or text now numbers and shit. Look, ain't nobody scared of you. At least not me. I have a dog, okay, and 2 cats, and they fight. Sweetheart, I didn't see everything. Okay, no. Hit my phone if you want to. We can have a combo if you want. But no, go ahead, Tryst.
Sorry. Yeah, revealing even more information than I seen. The way I saw it from the videos I was watching, it seemed like even the house to the grandma was kind of like a payment for them supposedly, her or her husband supposing to deal with like this TikToker who was putting all this information on blast all the way that she was a scammer, her husband was a scammer, and all of this extra shit that's going on in the background. And yeah, like if you're paying someone for a hit through a house that you're still in your name that you're giving to their mother, why would they ever trust you? Because, oh, you're going to fucking pull the rug under for me later on and kick me out the house, kick my out?
If they're not grateful enough. Like, it seems like it's a cult because she's using God, you know? And a lot of people, why does it seem like a lot of people who scam use God? Why?
Shield. You can't think of me as a scammer. I praise and I believe in God. This is the thing the church has been doing forever. You know, people need some of authority to hide behind to say, oh, I'm a good person. That's why, like, a lot of these people will be out with the kids. They're like, oh, they'll like she said, donate to a homeless person. A person lost their thing in the fire, but then on some Nicki Minaj shit, you don't thank me hard enough and take the money back.
Yeah,
even just like, I'm all for like, I know I'm an anti-capitalist, but I do fuck with the hustler spirit, the spirit of like, you know, trying to make it by any means. But at the same time, the profiteering off of poor people to the point where people all over the world are pooling $1,000, $2,000. One, if me and you and all of us are trying to do courses, I'm like, hey, why don't we all give a piece of like $250, $500, get a course. Now we have the course and shit. We can even share this with other people. And guess what? If we share this with other people, That might call it the scammery.
But they already said that the course is just shit she looked up on Google. They said it's super unorganized. Go ahead.
Actually, it's somebody else's course.
And that ain't allegedly.
And this is why I said it goes back way back. Because this is how she met her current husband.
Yeah.
Because the current husband commented to when she was in this course with someone else. They put up like, hey, this is our latest success story. He comments to it saying congratulations on your business because he used to do credit correction. Then when they started seeing one another, he builds his business.
Yeah.
And then the two of them come together and start doing their own thing. And that's where they marketed it their way and rebranded.
And this is the thing. She actually at one point had him blocked. He was and showed that she had him blocked. This is before like she got with him. I guess she must have unblocked him because she probably knew that she had a sucker. But from how she made her millions is not how she, is portraying it. She lost her fingers in a work accident and was paid out a settlement. Okay, y'all, she ain't got no fingers. Y'all cannot follow a person on social media that's running around here with a fake hand saying that's not how I got my millions. Well, not fake hand, but fake fingers. And by the way, y'all, if we look closely at the video, she has her prosthetics. The engagement video.
Yeah. Well, the engagement where they got married supposedly for $200, but then supposedly went on $200.
$194.
That for real.
That was the wedding was $194, but then they did an expensive honeymoon.
Yeah, supposedly.
For God.
Yeah, for 90 days.
God wanted them to have
all that stuff would cost $194, baby. I don't know. I don't know about that. They lying. I'm sorry, they are lying. Roses are expensive.
Anyone who tells you they can make $80 in under an hour, that's a lot. And there's no way I'm going with like, listen, hey, let's go together on this thing. We both want to do it, let's do it. So if we do learn some information, great. And if we see the scammery, I didn't get taken for the whole thing.
Nina, you got anything you want to add? Ooh, child.
Just hearing y'all talk about it, gotta move my soup. It's
that was me.
Oh, she froze.
No, I'm trying to think because, like, seriously, how? So are they? They need to lose all that because
they will, because I mean she's going to jail. Like that's attempted murder. That's conspiracy to commit murder.
Yeah, the FBI's got her. Like she's trying to clean up, but the FBI's got her.
They already got her. Yeah, they've been watching her for years.
That's another thing too.
Yeah, but you can still get money.
She froze.
Even if
but you know what? I'm gonna actually end it with this. So I have heard that she is nasty, like hygiene wise. At one point, she was not washing her ass, and she tried to make it seem like her ex-husband Paul, was it Paul or Patrick? Patrick or Paul?
PM. PM was the initials. Because that's in the book.
So Paul was her first husband, I believe. Yes. So he said that, she was pissing in cups. She was not showering. It is. And that he couldn't perform because she smelled so bad. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Text me if you want, babes.
Mhm.
All right. And now for our commercial break.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. BeyWild is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at BeyWild.
Hello, y'all. So I am. My topic is actually a movie review. Is from Netflix, and it is Do Revenge. So actually, Do Revenge is a 2022 comedy, and of course, like I said, Netflix. Um, so it's about this girl, Drew, she was very popular, but she wanted to get revenge on her ex boyfriend. Um, so what happened was that she finally sent him a nude, and somehow it got all over the school. Everybody saw it. She's this popular, perfect, don't do anything wrong kind of girl. She works really hard to maintain this perfect because she is a scholarship student at this very private school, elite school, and her mom is a single mom, and she works night shifts, and so she has to come up with making her own clothes, trying to be, keep up with everybody. And then she was actually about to do her interview for the school, and she's really close to, I forgot what, I think it was Yale that she was trying to get into Yale.
She wanted to go to Yale.
And because of that picture leaking, she couldn't get into it. They would not even do an interview with her. The scholarship.
I was like, oh no.
No, that's Mama.
I know.
But the scholarship.
I'll see you later. Bye.
So the scholar. So she's about to lose her scholarship. I'm really bad with actors and actress names, so let me. So the girl who plays Drew, she's actually in Riverdale.
Drea.
Drea.
Mm-hmm.
Drea, yeah, but her real name is
Drea. You said Drew.
Oh, Drea. Sorry, Drea.
Drea,
is played by the actress from Riverdale.
I think she's Betty, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
she's Betty.
Camila Mendes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Camila Mendes, as Jaden said, is in it. And also Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh, I cannot pronounce names today. Buffy the Vampire. How you say her name?
Sarah Michelle Gellar. I thought that was her.
Yeah, she's on there. She's actually the principal, and it's funny because sometimes like she'll put like drop little hints that she is the Buffy, or she from whichever movie she was in, she actually put a little bit of like input, and but she actually has. So what happened was after her fallout of being popular, she actually starts hanging out with a girl named Eleanor, and she hanged out with her. Eleanor wanted revenge on her ex-friend, and they're like, "Well, how do we do it?" They know we don't know each other, so they try to pull this switcheroo where she takes her person, and uh, Dre would take out Eleanor's person. So they take out each other's enemy. But what ended up happening is Eleanor became really cool because of um, Drew, and
Drea,
then Drea. Why do I want to say Drew?
because you're thinking about Real Housewives.
That's me. So Eleanor got Max, and then it's really interesting because it shows how easy you could fall and how
Mm,
easy you could kind of become popular, especially if you're the new person, if you
yeah.
do it right.
Mhm.
And how easy you could be controlled,
Mhm.
and easy how you can ruin your life. Really simple. It even has Sophia Turner in it, who is from
Stranger Things. Mm.
no, she's from
What?
Fudgy was bear. Game of Thrones.
Oh, see, I ain't watched that. Nor
Sophia
have I
Turner.
watched Stranger
She's
Things.
she's Kevin's not is it Kevin Joe? No, Joe's, right? Joe's wife?
Erica.
Joe Jonas' wife.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them.
So
Um,
but this movie is really good. It has many twists.
yeah.
Once you think you got it, there's another
Hmm.
twist.
Yes, another one.
So I know Queen Pedii, you watched it, so what did you like about it?
Uh,
Because you were looking at me crazy when I told you I wanted to do this.
I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. And then like I saw the Netflix like description, and I'm like, oh, this sounds fun. Okay, I like it. I mean, it was definitely like it reminded me of the cheesy 90s to 2000s movies that we had where it was like you take a plain Jane and you just make
Like
them look
Clueless.
cool. Yeah, and like all that now the plain Jane like the I will say the plot was predictable, but then it was not. It wasn't, and I was like, okay, so that kept me going because at some point I was like, I bet you that this is going to happen in the show, and then the movie or whatever, and then something else, and I'm like, wait, hey, but I like the fact that they showed how someone can ruin someone's life with um fake
Gossip and
reports. Yeah. Like what she did to her. I'm not gonna say who is who because I don't want to spoil the movie. But that was fucked up. That was so fucked up. I was when they said it, I looked at the television and was like, bitch, really?
but remember why this even happened from the get-go? It's because of name calling.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing was, they said, she said that the girl had said that she tried to hold her down and kiss her, basically calling her, like she said, a predator. Everybody looked at her like she was a predator because this person lied. And I'm
Mhm.
like, y'all, that's a good way to show, hey, be careful because like you can ruin somebody's life and they might come back and fuck your ass up because
Mhm.
that's what can happen. Literally. Make a plot to get you.
It's basically a movie about straight up karma.
Yes, it was karma. You're
It was
right.
karma at its best.
Yeah. But it was interesting. It was definitely different. So I'll say, yeah, definitely watch this movie, honey. Go ahead, Jada.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I this is not normally my genre. However, I definitely appreciated a lot of the throwbacks to even some of the 80s, like Heathers. One of the things that I did do because I wanted to have an appreciation of like from storytelling aspects. Um, I was watching some reviews on the film as well, just to get like a behind the scenes effect too. And I was noticing that they actually on purpose reference Heather's, Mean Girls, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club. They even the fountain that the girls are hanging out on, like they just are like sitting on, is a reference to Scream. They actually built it to look like the fountain that they're hanging out at in the first Scream movie. And then the costumes are a throwback to Clueless.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Literally, this is a love letter. That's
Yeah.
why it's predictable. It's because it's a love letter to past films and storytelling that we love. And they're like, let's bring it, let's write it in a new setting. And the other thing that I really liked about it is that they have LGBT representation that doesn't feel forced. It's beautifully incorporated into the story. It's a part of the story. It's not just there for a check mark. It's part of the characterization. It's part of who they are, but they're still a fully fleshed out person. And I really appreciated that, especially when it ties into the revenge plot. Like, how do I stay true to myself, but still hold up my end of the bargain because I really want revenge? Like, that was really that was a really well defining moment. And then on top of that, I'm not sure if you guys realize that this is actually a throwback to Strangers on a Train. I don't know if you're familiar with that horror flick, where the two men there's no connection to them other than they take the same train to work, and they both agree to kill somebody for each other.
You're so right. I don't know what my brain is doing today, but yeah, you're right.
No, that's perfectly fine. But this is why it's predictable, because it's the love letter to stories that we know that were good, but like you said, it's its own breed, it's its own story. It has its own breath of laughter to it, and I thought it really played out well. So actually, I too would recommend it.
Yeah.
Did you know what would happen at the end?
Part of me felt it, but then again, this is where I say this isn't my genre, because drama for me is predictable. Because I write characters all day, every day, all the time. So motivation's kind of second nature to me. I try not to hold predictability unless it's like really obvious. But this was not really obvious. I just was looking at it going, why would you ask that? Why do you want that? Like, I was picking up on stuff that I don't think a viewer would pick up on. So like I said, I think it's well written. It has the right beats it's technically a romantic comedy. But at the same time, it's also like that dark humor from like Heathers and stuff like that. So like I said, it's a love letter to some great cinema that I think deserves to come back.
What do you think about Tristan?
Well, one, I didn't get to watch it because the Netflix is out currently, but I do appreciate, like, sometimes I'll watch reviews on something before I even watch it, just for another thing of it. Because when I was first going to watch it, when it first came out, I was like, all right, this is Netflix doing its, I can only watch for like a couple minutes, because like, this is Netflix doing its rich kids in high school thing. It's like business model at this point. But then watching like Jay Allen, they were sending me all these reviews, and like watching some of the reviews that you sent me, like the Alex Myers one, and especially the Man of the Jedi one, like that really it makes me want to actually watch it now. Like it puts me in a different frame of mind of even how to tell. Because like I said, like writing all these stories in high school is like Netflix's business model, so it's not where I first go to if in my mind of like, because I'm writing characters in a story that like currently are set in high school. So I'm like, Netflix is not the place I'm thinking of where I'm like, how to do that model. But considering all the things that this movie references and like pays homage to, it sounds like, ooh, that's actually a great way to do it. And then on top of that, like, it's funny you guys mentioned the karma thing because especially for them who are, start off as poorer characters, it's interesting to see how karma hit them at the points in time where it did, it trying to be in this rich environment, while at the same time, karma was not hitting Max even when they were purposely going on their way to get him until they could finally usurp him at the end. It's an interesting tale on class power dynamics and also how much more has to be done to basically rip the roots from under their feet versus somebody who's like one run away from being a social pariah or outcast. So it's a Netflix movie that like I initially had written off that like with y'all, the way y'all commenting on it and the reviews I've seen actually makes me like want to see it for once, which is not something I can say for everything that's on Netflix.
That's how I feel like because typically I put Netflix sometimes unless I'm watching like Korean drama or like that kind of stuff. I really don't really mess with Netflix, but unless I need background noise, and that happened to be one of those days, and I was typing and I was like, hold on,
What?
sorry, I need some popcorn.
Oh Lord.
Let's watch this. And we watched it and I was like, when any movie gets me to the point where I'm like, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I knew it. For me, that's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where it takes me a while to figure out.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I know. Okay. Let's see if I'm right. It gives me interest, but I just hate movies where it's boring. So
Yeah.
I liked how when I brought this
Right.
movie up, you guys were like,
Right.
okay.
You're like,
Although,
out there.
although one thing I will say that this movie hit really a little too close to my heart when Eleanor was talking about like what she wanted revenge for. I've been there.
Yeah.
I was told I'm disgusted when you touch me. And I said, do you just not want me to talk to you anymore? And she went, yes. And I had told her that I loved her, but I didn't expect anything because I knew she wasn't into women. But she thought she was unlovable. And I was trying to tell her that's not true.
Oh, and
Because
you
I
were
was
just
never
saying
going to
because I
say
love you.
You
Yeah.
are important.
no, I did love her.
Like heart, like
Yes, I did, but I knew she wasn't into women, and I wasn't out yet.
One-sided
And
crush.
yeah, but at the same time, she was a dear friend to me because being demi-romantic, you fall for your best friend all the dang time. And I was just trying to be a good friend and let her know, no, you aren't unlovable. You just have to find your footing.
Yeah.
And I'm here for you if you need me. I'm not going to ask anything of you. But she's like, I don't want you to ever hug me again. And I feel like I'm turning you on or arousing you whenever you're near. Like, so yeah, Eleanor's look how Eleanor felt. I was over here like center.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it's real.
Yeah.
That was
it is
real character motivation.
And you know what? Because
So,
I had thought about this when I was looking at the movie. I was like, hey, this should let people know how long the horrible things that you do to people stick around with them. They were kids when that shit happened.
Oh yeah.
And it's like that long she held on to it because it ruined her. It made her feel horrible. It made her alone. Like, so that's why, like, I try to be nice to people. I don't want anyone to have any type of, oh, well, she made me feel this bad way or whatever. No, no, I don't. No.
It's
Mm-mm.
interesting
Like that
too.
stuff sticks with you because I still remember shit that happened to me in high school,
Mhm.
I remember
and
stuff
people
from middle school.
out of me.
But
Yeah,
see, that's why I tell my kids, like, what you say to people today could ruin their future
yeah,
for tomorrow.
yeah.
And then my Leah, she didn't understand. I'm like, how would you like it if I told you that you were unworthy to be my kid?
Oh, child,
Or
bonus.
I hate you because you didn't clean something right.
Yeah,
You
that's
would hate,
enough.
you'll be upset. You will not want to, you
Mhm.
would take it inside yourself and think that's how worthy you are.
Yeah,
So for people out there, watch what you say. You never know who you're gonna hurt.
yeah. And
That's
stop
why
lying. Stop
stop
lying.
lying. If you got nothing
Yeah,
to say, keep it to your damn self.
yeah. And on that note, we're
Ooh.
gonna take a commercial break.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. Wild is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at Wild.
Okay, so my topic for this week, it's something that I actually had been discussing with my wife over the break, was this misrepresentation in media, be it movies, TV, several forms of entertainment, even in books and things like that, where they will take a demographic that they need to use they want it to look in some sort of a light, be it an antagonist or a protagonist, but they misrepresent it to fit their narrative. And now the viewer is now believing that this is what this culture or this religion or that these people are about. It was really bad in some of the early days of cinema. Something that I've noticed in my film study courses, where the writers were ignorant, not necessarily on purpose. We just didn't have as connected of a world. I know there's a lot of them from back in the day, in the early days of Hanna-Barbera, where they have openly admitted they like, no, I didn't know that. I've now learned better, but I admit I didn't know any better back then. And then, but nowadays, what's your excuse at this point? And
Well,
my wife was bringing up the chilling adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. As I've mentioned on podcasts before, my wife is a kitchen witch, pagan, and I identify as an omniist, but I do tend to follow along the lines of paganism and things like that, some Taoism, and it kind of bothered us that we were seeing the Church of Night in Sabrina. Now I understand that it was meant for dramatic effect. However, there was a lawsuit from the Satanic Temple because they were using the image of Baphomet
Baphomet.
in the series to represent their devil. And they're like, no, you're wrong. And now you're putting a bad taste in people's mouths about us again when we finally started getting some recognition and some rights. Another thing that I actually was later on in the series was when they tried to fix it and say that they were getting away from the devil. And now we suddenly had witches and it was misrepresenting Wicca.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all are just putting your foot in your mouth at this point. I understand you're trying to make witches look positive, but you're using too much dramatic effect instead of actually just representing it. Because in the early days of the show Charmed, this was a huge deal for one of the actresses because she was Wiccan and she wanted her faith. Phoebe was actually Wiccan, and she was like, "No, this isn't right." So she wanted a positive light spun with the writing, and there was some dramatic effect because it was more of a superhero kind of a thing, not necessarily the intention. But if you saw some of the witches that were not the Hollywells, you saw actual altars, you saw actual symbology, you saw covens. That's how they functioned. That was a Phoebe really pushing, trying to have accurate representation for a demographic that the world doesn't know about. The other cultural reference is when I was watching a lot of reviews and the trailers for The Woman King coming out, and how they're making this depiction of how the slave trade was working. And now a lot of Black Twitter is upset because they're like, no, this is not the kingdom that you want to be representing freedom. And Viola Davis was pushing for it, instead of actually using the historical reference that this kingdom actually was very heavily involved in the trafficking of slaves.
I don't think that it was trying to, glorify.
It's in the script. They rewrote history. They rewrote history.
Oh wait, okay. So first, I haven't seen the movie, y'all. So that's why.
But it's in the trailers, and it's in that's where Twitter's blowing up, where they're like, "No, you are misrepresenting the Dahomey."
So is it because they were fighting the white people?
So the way that the script is written is that the woman king character is telling the king of the Dahomey that the Europeans are coming to take away their way of life, and they're going to steal their freedoms, and they're going to enslave them. In reality, the actual historical reference was the English were not going to slave trade anymore. And the Dahomey were not happy about it. And so the English recruited the French's help to take this kingdom out because they were continuing to enslave people. And the people they're fighting are the French. Yeah, now you see why it's very harmful, and it's like, and
the Dora Milaje is like based off of them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I mentioned this to JL before, but
because
you're frozen. You're frozen. You're frozen. You're still frozen.
Yeah,
they're very much frozen.
Trying to
he's
paint
still
that these strong women character.
And now his voice is doing things and he's moving. Now we can't hear Nina. This is a whole fuckery.
I was on mute.
Okay. Am I back yet?
Yes, you were.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know when I fell off because I saw you guys, but nobody was talking, so I didn't know when I would frozen.
Because Tristan started talking.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see him talking. So my apologies.
That's what I told you. Then you were still talking, so I was like, let me know you finish.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Anyway, so I was bringing to the table because representation is very important. We want this. We want stories that represent our cultures, our way of life. We want these things, but they're also pushing this narrative that is almost like you can tell stories, but they have to be these stories.
Yeah.
And it's twisting things. And I think it's putting poor taste in people's mouths. This is me as a storyteller. I'm huge on accountability as a storyteller for my own self, but I know not everybody feels that way. So I had meant to bring I thought I had brought Winged King up. Maybe that was when you guys didn't hear me on the meeting, because I know I was outside and there was jets. So I guess maybe you didn't hear that part. So I apologize. I apologize if you didn't hear that bit.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, that's where I was saying, like, culturally and faiths and just it's being misrepresented to push certain themes, but it's not real. So that's why I was trying to bring to the table, have you seen these things and how they affect you? Because I know it bothers me personally when I see these things happen, because these people deserve to be seen. But now the world sees this. And that's where it bothers me.
I mean, for me, like I remember growing up and like being even upset with certain or just like even certain displays of like Christianity, depending on whether it's bigots or exorcism. So I can only imagine for all the other religions, especially back then, that weren't really being represented well or represented at all. But I mean, it's a recognition that a lot of these are, corporations or studios that are, on one hand, you do have to take creative license with how you represent certain things for the mainstream, but also because of the way things have been represented to the mainstream already, there's already a loop in how writers think about it, how studios want to represent it. There's already that on one hand. Then there's also the fact that like a lot of writing can be trash. Like when we talk about, I like the premise and a lot of the potential that Sabrina had, Chilling Adventures. But then when you think about who was writing it, the guy who was like the showrunner, who also did the comics, who was also attached to Riverdale, and we know how bad the writing is on that. You go from a season one that has so much promise of
It did.
as a sword of Satan to like that shit goes away in the future, and she never grows as a character. She's always just headstrong and arrogant. People who should hate her, like Harvey should hate her because he made him have to kill his brother again after she brought him back. People should hate her and just get over it eventually after a couple episodes. And there's not like there's chances to have grown different characters in different ways that we just never see. With the Woman King, like I'm cool with the depiction of like a tribe that fights back against imperialism, but I think there was because they are also a part of the starting of imperialism in that type of way. I think like me, if I was writing, I would write it more so from the perspective of this is why slavery or chattel slavery is so bad because it's the ultimate conclusion of like capitalism plus slavery. Like slavery has been through all of human history, but it got this bad because of the way both of these sides were basically competing to maintain the power system that they had. And then you mentioned in the chat before about Moon Knight, which I really love, but I also get what you're saying about like a lot of the depictions aren't going to be truly, realistic for people who actually believe in like Egyptology versus like the way it's just been used throughout history and throughout media as this cool mystical thing. I did like a lot of what they did with showing new aspects of Egyptology that you don't really see ever since like the Mummy. The Mummy and the Mummy Returns are some of the best depictions and
God,
have
yes.
shit. And then
Yes.
like was a great depiction, but I do recognize, there's gonna be things that again they took creative license with, and that I could see with the whole concept of how they were gonna do DID in a way that would be have some level of compassion, even as they're dealing with a character who is a killer and who is going through a lot of traumatic stuff right now. I do like it, but I also can see like where it's hopefully something for people who want to represent it even deeper to like cover the flaws that were missed. But that's why I say a lot of times, like I want to do a video about like diversity in writing and like some of the advice that's given. Because on one hand, it's like some people shouldn't do diversity. Some people they don't have the range, they don't know where they're going to research. But if you're gonna do diversity, if you're gonna do other religions, if you're gonna fictionalize it, take creative license. But there has to be a balance that exists on two levels: decisions that work for the characters, and then how the story is gonna represent things to the public, to the real world.
Well, let me say, I mean, I enjoyed Moon Knight because that's my lineage, those my people, black ones.
Mm.
Okay. But no, let me stop. But no, seriously, I get it because I'm gonna be honest, I do have a deity and it is Bastet. I'm gonna just put that out there. I do serve her, thank you. So it's not like any mystical craziness. I mean, I'm not going to call it craziness, but yes, they did kind of up it, you know. They made it seem like it's like, ooh, all of this amazing, you know, the glitter, the sparks. Let me tell you the one thing that I've experienced during my servitude here. I was burning sage and thanking her, and all of a sudden my mom is like, "Are you burning Palo Santo too?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "I smell something sweet," and I was like, "I'm all I'm burning is sage. That's it." And she's like, "That's weird." So then I looked up like what smells she would have with her, and honeysuckle, which is what my mom was smelling, which was honeysuckle. So I mean, that's possibly the most mystical I've gotten, but it's not like, I mean, I know that they had to do it up because it's Marvel, and that's how Marvel is. But sometimes I do wish that I could see like Egyptians in like a light of like really seeing them, if y'all know what I mean. Like the
Oh
history
yes.
thing. Like it's not just what we see on these shows. But I wanted to just touch on also like being Muslim too. Like I had to grow up, y'all, seeing that the people that I love and care about and the religion that I grew up with was being demonized on television and movies. Like it was bad because like I would try to tell people, no, you don't do that. Like I've heard so many crazy things, you know, when it came to like Muslims and stuff. But the things that I saw on the television and in movies, those were even crazier. Like I'm gonna be honest, I never watched any of the 9/11 movies. I don't watch them. I just don't have the energy after going through years, you know? Like most times if it's like a Muslim and like they're supposed to be like bad or something, I don't watch it. I can't take it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Oh yeah.
people should definitely research what you're trying to represent in your movies and your television shows, because one thing about me is I will do my research for anything that I'm writing about that has um I was telling you before, I was doing Choctaw mythology for one of my stories in my book, and you know I researched to make sure. And
Yeah.
I was, I was also doing another book like a while ago, and it was about somebody in the Civil War. And I literally was looking up how they would talk back in the day so that it could be totally accurate, because I didn't want anybody to be like, oh, that would have never happened. Nope, it did, it does, and here's the proof. Okay. So even though it was a fiction book, I still did my research because I wanted to be like, I want you to be there, you know? I want you.
Yes.
So that's all I got.
Any thoughts?
Nina?
Well, I mean, I understand why they do the way they do, even though I don't like it. They do it for entertainment because first
Mm,
off, they are there for entertainment.
mm,
They are the purpose of these kind of like movies and TV shows is to entertain us, to take us away from our regular lives. So I understand. At the same time, people who are into whichever religion that the shows portray or the lifestyle that the TV shows portraying is, it needs to be more realistic. And I wish they would do that, like even go up to humans to each other and ask us like, hey, how do you feel about this? Or even like people who portray elves, like why can't? Because there's a lot of people that they basically live out their days if they're not at work, or if they'll work to allow them to dress up, or not dress up, but be their elf selves or their fairy selves or whatever. Why can't we go up to them and be like, hey, how do you as an elf or fairy, what do you guys think about this plot or that plot? Or do you guys fly, or do you flitter, or do you guys glide, or stuff like that? Just instead they're like, okay, you know what, this is how it's going to be, this is fact. It's not fact, but the viewer, we sometimes tend to overreact, and we get caught up and we go, oh my gosh, this is facts.
Yeah.
We don't like this fact. And it's like, it's not fact. Like, that's what I think. I know it's not like a right or wrong answer for it, but
I mean,
both
that's not what we're here for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
that's why I think, like, I think both there's points in understanding, as long as we understand, like, okay, this TV show is not like Salem. Is there really a witch military in Salem?
No.
Oh.
What the hell?
So they take the liberty to take upon themselves to make up something that they feel represents that imaginary world. Does that mean pagans and Wiccans and all those supernatural people are they gonna be like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing? No, they're gonna be upset about it because it's not 100%.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, it's for entertainment purposes. It's not for you to do research and be like, okay, this is how you become a witch. You got to be able to say, oh, I can sing, I'm a witch. No, it's
Lord,
purposely,
that I can sing.
it's not. It's their own world, and as long as we keep thinking that it's 100%, like, I can understand Sabrina, because the original version was supposed to be comedian. She's learning her powers for good, bad. She's just learning, you know.
The comic,
It's a comic.
comic got a little dark, but not that dark.
Yeah, but not that dark. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. I can understand.
It wasn't like, you know, happy to look at.
I can understand why people.
Huh?
Bad follow through. Like, you had the potential. Harvey could have been a witch hunter. He, like, after everything he's gone through, he should be on his Sam and Dean Winchester shit. Like,
Yeah.
on some level. Roz, like, a lot of the characters that aren't witches, they kind of don't matter to the story, really. They're just there.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless they're like around her or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
At some point.
But see, my favorite one was the Ghost Kids. That was one of my favorite episodes.
I forgot Lilith.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Right out the gate, I looked at Chelsea and went, "What the hell was that? That's not Lilith. Lilith is
Lilith.
Jewish mythology. The first woman did not love Adam. She wanted nothing to do with him. And you got her messed up over Adam."
Her little crow.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted so much to like Sabrina. I wanted to like that show so bad.
I know.
Because I don't mind the dark. I don't mind dark stuff. Like, I write that stuff. I don't mind it. But
for me, I enjoyed it as an entertainment. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it as somebody else's world. I enjoyed it. But as of, if you do it from the pagan and Wiccan side, no.
Well,
but as an entertainment side, like if I came and I didn't know any of the history or anything like that,
you would think it's true.
Then I would be like, oh, okay, this is a really good show. Because I don't know the history or knowledge or any of that. But but like I said, it was pretty entertaining. To me, it was entertaining because I got to see somebody else's view on Sabrina.
Yeah.
But it does misrepresent, but at the same time, it's not a real. It's a story, but it's not real life.
Yeah.
If
No,
they
and
made,
I understand.
if they made like a what is that? Those called the one where you go record people like demo. It's with D.
What?
Documentary. If it
Oh,
was something like
documentary.
if it was something like
Oh,
that
documentary.
I get it.
based
Okay.
on Sabrina, the real Sabrina, or
Yeah.
whatever, then I will be pissed.
Okay. So my thing is, I understand that it's entertainment, but my thing is also, you don't have to degrade like somebody's religion and culture. That's why, like, when, like I said, I don't look at stuff with Muslims in it that portray them to be bad, because like I said, the demonization, the things I had already had to go through in school, like I don't want to continue looking at it. So, but let's go to our commercial break.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. Wild is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at Wild. A to Z Creations is a Black woman-owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
So I'm in my final form for our last topic because we're talking about some of the biggest conspiracy theorists and the consequences right now. We have, on one hand, Alex Jones having to pay out nearly $1 billion, like $965 million, for basically all the hell he's put Sandy Hook victims' families through, with sicking his fans on them, having them harassed. And he's during the reading of the decision, and that's just compensatory damages. That's not even like punitive damages. So it could be way more too. It could be over $1 billion. But even with that, he's still trying to fundraise off that and saying, "Oh, well, I'm gonna claim bankruptcy, so they're not gonna get any money on me anyway." And on the flip side,
Did you have to do that voice? Because that was weird.
it's like he's chewing gravel.
Play it. It's a joke. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, you have
Kanye was like,
Mr. On one hand, George Bush don't care about black people, so slavery was a choice, and now I guess the Holocaust was a choice. So I don't know what's good with Kanye now, but
he said the hot dogs.
No,
You said what?
Holocaust.
No, he didn't say that.
No, not yet, but he's with everything from we're the real Jews, the blood of Christ, to everything else that is just like on and on and on with the DEFCON 3, the Jews, and like he's coming for them, he's coming for the people, the fake children that surround his children, trying to influence them. Yeah, Kanye West has been on so much shit ever since like forever, but also from him putting out the whole White Lives Matter shirt and everything like that with him and Candace Owens, he's now in a position to buy Parler, which is, this is great for Candace Owens because her husband is the CEO of Parler. So he's gonna buy it so he can get away with saying all his, anti-Semitic shit that he wants. And people, on one hand, to me, it's quite funny that it took this level of him to finally start getting canceled when it's all the anti-black shit. Like America's fine with trading in that. But the problem with his anti-Semitism is that like there are people who are buying into it as if like Jewish people did not also get persecuted, as if they were also oppressed, as if they're not also still a marginalized group, as if there's not historical reasons for the kind of class division that's happening between Black people and Jewish people, and then also Jewish people and white people who still look down on them regardless of what we think about skin color. But on the same time, while I'm like, yo, people who are pushing these terrible conspiracy theories, like we should be checking them. At the same time, I don't want society to be so like to the point where like in California, like doctors are basically restricted on basically what they can do with COVID-19 and how they talk about it and how they treat people for it. And like you have a bunch of southern states that also are like restricting like education and medical care for LGBT and trans youth and everything like that, and even adults as well. So there is a gray area between where like we should be stomping down shit that's against marginalized people, but at the same time, there's a lot of shit where the governments are actually trying to control how we think and talk, and they're even educated about things that we should be informed about. But I want to pass it to y'all. What do y'all think?
Uh, you know, a lot of people they'll say racist, hateful things, and then we'll be like, "But it's freedom of speech, freedom of speech." I'm like, no, no, yeah, you have freedom of speech, but you do not have freedom from consequences. Like you have to remember that the things that you say could offend somebody, and that's it. Because from what my brother was researching yesterday about Kanye West and J.P. Morgan, he's saying that they told him he can't bank with them.
Yeah.
He cannot bank with them, and that's what I'm saying. Like the consequence of him talking about DEFCON 3 on Jews and stuff like that has now caused them to have to find another bank. So you got to transfer all that money somewhere else. And then who's to say that there is a bank that will take him, knowing his history of talking too much? You know what I mean? Yeah. So and it's wild because like talking about him being so racist and saying anti-Semitic things, it's just like, what happened? Where is Kanye? Where like inside of his mind, like where is he? Is he locked away somewhere? Like, is there a way to get him back on track?
I think this is now. I think certain people, especially Black people, when they get rich, they go full pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and everything is just, oh well, this group has this advantage, and I'm the only thing that's going to give Black people the advantage here. So you gotta follow me.
Well, my issue with the whole entire thing is like, sir, why are you wearing this shirt? Like, I don't get it. And then you're standing next to Candace Owens. And you know what? Ray J need to get this fired too. Because his butt was at the premiere of, I think it was a documentary or something against Black Lives Matter that Candace Owens has like made or whatever. And I'm just sitting here like, why? What are we doing? Is this what we want to do to our own? And you know what? Black Lives Matter is a whole nother section of topic that we'll touch on eventually. But no, like this is just not the best move, and it's made a lot of people that were sticking by him not want to stick by him anymore because they're like, whoa, man, this is what white people came up with when they decided to go against Black Lives Matter because they felt that it was, why is it that Black lives have to matter? Don't white lives matter or don't all lives matter? Yes, all lives do matter, but at the same time, can we focus on the ones that are getting sniped out or swiped out, whatever the fuck the word is? Can we do that? Can we focus on the things that actually matter? Like, I need Kanye to focus on why the hell Kim Kardashian had to order security guards for her children's school that has to protect every single child because he talked too much with his freedom of speech. Okay. That's another consequence of his damn freedom of speech. And Alex Jones, I just been waiting. I just been waiting for that one. Oh my God. My dad literally came upstairs and was like, hey, Alex Jones has to pay $1 million. I was like, bet. Like, I was just like, yes. Like, because you're trash. Enjoy your consequences. But also my dad, and he informed me that my family in the islands probably do not know that we were like the first Jews. We came from that line.
Oh,
And
I believe
man,
like
those DNA tests are
yeah.
wonderful.
I can think that if the Jewish race was really under Egypt for 400 years in the hot sun, I can imagine they're black, but there was also a diaspora of Jewish people spreading
Yeah.
across like Europe, Asia,
Yeah.
Africa, the Middle East. Like, yes, I could see like a large percentage of black. I could even see Jesus being black or brown.
They said his skin was like copper.
We're acting like
Yeah, it
this.
was Middle
And a
Eastern.
penny is brown, honey. A penny is brown.
Yeah. Like at the same time, we're acting like there was not intermingling. Like people
Yeah.
not marry and have children, and
Thank you. He's like me.
and then when he's saying all this about Jewish people, like who are you talking about in particular?
Yes.
Like who
Say
specifically
that.
are you?
But it's just that people really think that they can just say anything and nothing's going to happen. And you know what? No, I'm gonna save that for next week if that person does some more fuck shit on Twitter. If you know what I'm. Woo! But go ahead.
Yeah, you can go.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like,
So honestly, this is where my feelings haven't changed on Kanye for a very long time. Sir, you cannot say whatever you want before you check your facts. He never checks his facts. He just says what's ever on his mind. He raps whatever is on his mind. Literally, it's just no filter. It just comes out. And I'm like, dude, you're an adult.
yeah. Yes,
You
yes.
should, like, adults think before they speak.
Not this one.
And I know. And this is where I've used the term adult pretenders because you're a child.
Yeah.
You are a child. You need somebody to hold your hand and to give you discipline. Like, that's where I'm like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay for you to purposely be trying to stir up stuff because that's what children do.
It's
exactly. It's almost like he knows, like common sense would tell us that if you say something like this in front of a room of people of different ethnicities, backgrounds, all this, most of them are going to be upset. Like, I don't understand where he thinks people are going to agree with him.
He's not
exactly. So I'm
like that's definitely the mental illness. I believe he's going through a very long episode. I believe he's having a manic episode that's just running way too much long. and it needs to like be like somebody
Well, that's
needs to
where
be in the hospital.
definitely he definitely needs somebody to put the brakes on and take his phone.
Yeah.
His phone needs to be taken away. He needs
Tablet.
to. Yeah. Another thing is, please stop welcoming this man on your show if you don't want him to talk about what he wants to talk about.
Wait, who?
Like, no, Kanye. Like, people invite Kanye for interviews, knowing what he's going to say.
Cause dude deleted the drink champs.
Drink
Yes.
champ, the shop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm saying. Stop it. Yeah,
Stop
if
it.
you
Come
know
on.
exactly what he's about to tell you, either A, you already know, and you are purposely trying to stir up conversation and drama and Twitter, or B, you don't know what this man's about.
Yeah. But see, my thing is,
like,
I think this is his way of staying relevant too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
He really isn't.
Because you'll forget about Kanye, and then Kanye will do some crazy shit, and then for like a week or so, he's
There's
just
also rich white people he's pandering to, because Kanye's biggest beef seems to be that, like, yes, he's this rich and he's this famous, but there are certain doors that are still closed to him. There's certain white people that could deny him. And that's, I think, where a lot of his bitterness, whether it's the Jewish people, whoever else, like, there's the conservatives he wants to pander to, and then there's the people that he feels are like gatekeepers that he feel are keeping him out. And that's why he like is like, oh, there's this. And like, listen, America's a fuck country. Like, we do regime changes. Like, there are things that like are legitimate to be like, oh, like this conspiracy is real. But at the same time, when your conspiracy theory is based on racial shit or is based on like these marginalized groups, like without discussing any history, any like actual nuance of things and like how things got to a certain place, then yes, you're just using these broad generalizations to demonize an entire group with no real actual fact behind it. It's just you saying, you know how they be. You like the same way white people be saying about black people, you know how they be, without actually being like, so how did it get this way? Who are you talking about? Who are you specifically mentioning?
But but Alex Jones, actually, I want to get a little more into him, because isn't he the one that was like sharing that little frog meme or some shit?
Yeah, there's things in the water turn the frogs gay.
So okay, the frogs being gay. So yeah, Alex Jones, like I said before, he's trash. Ultimate dumpster fire trash, burnt to ashes. How do you live with yourself knowing that you terrorized parents of children who were shot dead? How do you sleep at night knowing that you did that?
I mean, making money, that's the capitalist ultimate thing. As long as it makes me money, like, I'm cool with terrorizing these families as long as it's pushing a certain conspiracy theory.
Horrible piece of trash. Alex Jones is a piece of fucking trash. Point blank, period.
I'm still weak over the frogs being gay bit. I'm like, sir, do not take a biology class, because your brain's gonna hurt, because homosexuality is a thing in nature.
It's so like, and Joe Rogan like have been people who like had so much to say about trans people, for example, while at the same time kind of like, you know, if you watch enough of their stuff, you know that they actually still fetishize certain trans people. And it's like, so you basically, you're okay objectifying them enough to sexualize them. But you don't want to actually have to think about them as real people and think about what that means about gender or sex or how we should actually treat people, because again, this appeals to your certain worldview and your concept of protecting masculinity.
Yeah, it's crazy, because I know that if I said any of that shit, I'd be super uber fucking canceled. I don't have the privilege to just be like, white lives matter. Like, no, I don't have that privilege. I know. Like, and then the people that are following behind him and still like, oh, he's he's right. He's right. Da, 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 da. Like, okay, I get it, but like, sir and ma'am, can you please get out of his booty hole? Because that man don't really truly care about you. He care about getting your money, money, money with them dumpster clothes. Okay, these are ugly. I
Yeah.
said it. I mean it. Yeezys are ugly as hell. All his clothes are ugly. My clothes look better than his. On my worst day. Okay. On my worst mismatch ass day when I get dressed, look better than his. And that is from Walmart. Okay. Thank you.
You don't like the
boots? Boots.
The swamp hunting boots?
The boots. The SpongeBob SquarePants squeaky boots. Making fucking music and shit. I bet you his next album's just gonna be them damn boots squeaking. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Oh my god.
He's trying to get his clothes Sunday service and all that shit.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Jay is out here.
The collection.
I told you. Yeah, that's why I told you. It's whatever comes up in his head comes out, and that it's his music too. And I just am like, why? Does no one like look for content like quality control anymore? Like,
oh my god! Remember when he said he was gonna make some little box or something? The box that plays his music. He was like, "It's gonna be better than Tidal, sir.
Oh
go to hell. Go to hell." But no, he's wild as man. Like,
yes. Oh,
I don't.
wow.
He swears he's a genius, sir. You are scary. That's what the hell you are. You're scary.
But that's the thing about people who are geniuses. You're smart at what you're good at. That's it. Rich people love to be like, I'm a genius, and think my world philosophy, like fucking Jeffrey Epstein, where he was paying scientists and trying to like have 20,000 like children of his own making that he can like. Remember, he wanted to artificially inseminate a bunch of women.
Oh yeah.
Like these. Wait. Who again?
Like they never talk about that. They talk about like we know about the trafficking, the island, the airplane. No one ever talks about the fact that he wanted to be connected to scientists so he can artificially inseminate enough women to have like a master race off of his DNA. Elon Musk is convinced he can solve all the world's problems and just credit for anything that comes out of his science.
He couldn't even solve the problem of why that damn sheet was around his neck. Okay, let's not do that. Like, sir, get the fuck out of here. He's trifling. That's trifling.
Yeah.
That's no.
Are wild in their brain, and then
a mass race. Are you Hitler, sir? Are you Hitler? I need to know. No, like in all seriousness, was he trying to be Hitler with the master race thoughts? Like, what?
Think about it. That's what white supremacy does. If you're white and you're that rich and you're that connected, what's to stop you from thinking that like, oh, the world should listen to me? The world should, whether it's me like being famous enough to like say it or being just rich enough to make it happen in the background.
I mean, that is very concerning, given that I've read the affidavit of that little girl who him and Trump were arguing over her virginity. I just, that's not someone that you want to have a master race with. Okay. Like that's so concerning.
Jeffrey Epstein was the one who got Bill Gates like the chance to actually be up for a Nobel Prize. Remember, he was trying to get in touch with people for a Nobel Peace Prize, and it was Jeffrey Epstein who was able to put him in touch. Like, that's how connected that man used to be.
Yeah, Bill Gates need to not say nothing else. Okay. All right, Bill, don't say nothing else, sir.
And I don't think anything about these people. It's all Jews, it's all George Floyd, but nothing for like people who's connected to Trump, who we love so much.
You know, it's let's go to the commercial break because you know what, my brain is stopped. Chat.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. BeyWild is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at BeyWild. A to Z Creations is a Black woman-owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
All right, you guys, it is time for our promotions. So first off, I want to tell you guys about my app that's coming out called Brighter Day right now. I am running an Indiegogo fundraiser to raise money so that I can get everything that I want out of this app and make sure that it is the best app that comes out for mental health. I'm also going to be promoting my Etsy shop. So I have shirts, coats, hoodies, phone cases, y'all. Phone cases are good ones too. So you guys go check it out. Link will be in the description. And also I'm here to promote Boxy, a home decor subscription service that ships beautiful items once a month to your home. If you hate going to the store and not being able to decide on what to get out of all the choices, then this is definitely the subscription box for you. Use my code 10 off Queen Pedii. That's also linked below in the description box to get $10 off of your first box. Next, I want to promote my book, A Puppy Journey, Rampet's World. It's about my emotional support animal and how she saw the world through her eyes. You can purchase it on Amazon for Kindle. Last, I want to promote my blog, Queen Pedii Writes. You can find articles, craft videos, reviews, and more. I also did an unboxing for the cactus plant flea market Happy Meals. So, hey.
Hey, y'all, for season 3, you can see me still working with the charities like Watchers Square Park Mutual Aid, Tompkins Mutual Aid, as well as Believe New York. And I'm also looking to cook more regularly for Watchers Square Park Mutual Aid. So hit me up on Instagram. The link should be in the description below so that you can follow and comment and even request certain meals. So if you come out, you might get to try my cooking. And then at the same time too, my Instagram is Holy Baloney Jabronis, which is also named for my YouTube channel. If you like some of the things I discuss here, you'll see even more of that over there. You can like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. come be a jabroni with your boy. All right, let's get it.
Hello, adventurers. It's your new favorite fantasy author, Alleyn Winchester. I want to make sure that I'm promoting my debut novel, Artemis of the Dodecatheon. We are still really in dire need of reviews on all platforms. So anywhere that you like to either get your paperback, hardcover, or ebook, Artemis is being distributed to most popular vendors. So any review that you want to leave, if you loved the impressions, if you didn't like the book, honestly, I'm in desperate need of reviews here because they don't even cross-reference you with other books until they see enough reviews. I also want to make sure that I'm letting you guys know about my Imaginings brand. It's Imaginings by Jay. I have that up with my Patreon, which has tier starting at $5. You can also have my imaginary boxes through my Patreon as well. That's for $20 and up. Every month, I'm sending out a short story that ties back to one of my major titles that's on my Inkitt profile. Slowly but surely, we're getting those brought down to teasers, and I'm going to get them published over time. So you can read them on Inkitt while you can, or you can see what's going on as the process develops. I'm making proplicas that my wife is posting up on her website, Feywild Apothecary. We're going to have the Imaginings brand listed there exclusively. So if you want to help support not just a small business, but also pagan business, where we're trying to promote holistics as well as just feeling, a good spiritual wellness about life. Feywild Apothecary is actually revamping right now. It's something that my wife's been working on for a really long time. Her aromatherapy, her Reiki, as well as other spiritual and holistic healing. And then the last thing I definitely want to make sure you guys are aware of, I do have another book coming out from another popular series, Spring, for my Nature Calls franchise. That's my most popular series on Inkitt. Spring is looking to be released January 2nd. So if you want to check out the book before it becomes a teaser, it is still up on Inkitt right now under my pen name, J. Alleyn Winchester. Also, to anybody who's interested, I do have some slots for alpha reads. Those are for people who want to read it and just promote it either on their platforms with a video, just posting up a review on a blog. I know some of my friends here are offering to help me out with that, like we did with Artemis. But if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me. I am on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. And you can always just follow on Patreon. You don't always have to pay money. You can also follow and still message and things like that. So I'm here if you want to reach out for my mythic storytelling too. Patreon, Instagram, Facebook. I'm here for you guys if you just want to reach out and chat.
Awesome. All right. And also, I want to let you guys know that we now have a form that you guys can fill out if you want to come on the show. So you guys is in the link tree. So make sure you guys click it, fill it out, and come on the show and talk to us, honey. Also, visit our Patreon. We're going to have a lot more behind the scenes footage. Like, we definitely have some from today. So you guys definitely check it out. Okay. And we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. This is not your